In this video, we're going to go through the process of modeling the belly pan that goes on the bottom of the robot. This part here is what we're going to be making. So I'll just change to a design without the belly pan, and then we'll go through how we're going to create this. So what we're going to do is we're going to sketch on the bottom of this channel line, or this RHS that's going around the outside here. So I'm going to pull my view cube around here nice and slowly until I'm looking on the bottom face. Then I'm going to scroll my scroll wheel to zoom out a little bit. Now add sketch up here with the create sketch icon. If we hold the mouse still, it says select a plane or a plane of face. I want to sketch on any one of these four surfaces. It doesn't matter which one I choose. I'll just choose this one over here. You can see that it goes grey when I move the mouse over it. Click on that and your view will spin to look at that. Now what I need to do is project the geometry of all of these holes and the geometry of the swerve modules onto that sketch. So project, it's got a shortcut key of P, so I can just hit P on the keyboard. I need to make sure the selection filter is on this one here, specified entities, and then I just zoom in on this face, and anywhere not on an individual item or the edge, but just anywhere on a blank area of the face, and you'll see everything goes red. So I click that one, that's got one piece of geometry selected. Now zoom out, zoom in over here, click this one, zoom out, zoom in here, zoom out, and then zoom in here. So now I have four entities selected there. The other thing that I want to select is this line around the outside edge of this swerve module. So what I can do is I can literally just project that whole geometry there, and that's got everything I need. So I'm going to get those four as well. So one there, one there, there, and there. Now, the profile that I want to cut out here, I actually need to draw a line that goes straight across here. Because if I go okay on this finish now, and if I hover over this area here, you can see a profile's being created. And then when I hover over this area here, that profile goes all the way down the end. So I actually want to draw a line across here. So I'm going to do L for line. I'm going to start my line on that end point of the curve. So one click there, and then the next click, I'm just going to come out there until I see that little right angle symbol, and then click on the outside edge. So I'm going to repeat that process all the way around this drawing as well. Click on the edge of the curve, click on the edge. Now these lines should go black immediately because they're starting on a known point and they're finishing at right angles on a known point. If for some reason you didn't quite get the end point, which I'll demonstrate here, I'll click here on the point and then I'll click off the end out here. You'll see now that the line continues to want to keep drawing. I'll press escape and you can see this is white. That means it's not actually connected to anything. I can simply just drag that and drop that onto the edge and now it goes black. So if you get white lines here, or unconstrained lines, that's because you haven't clicked up here, or you've clicked and it's at an unknown angle. But by going here with that little right angle symbol, that draws the line at right angles, which makes it fully constrained. Click here, one click here, next click there. And that's got my 8 lines clicked there. So now I can finish that sketch. And now I have the ability to extrude the shape. So if I do an E for extrude now, I can select this center profile and I can also zoom in here and I can select these edge profiles here. So on that one there, and this one over here. Right. And before we do our extrude, it's always a good idea to pull it into 3D view so we can see which way we're going. And I want to extrude this down to make the belly pan go down. And the timber thickness I'm going to use for this is 12 mil. So I'm going to type 12 here to create this new body that creates the belly pan down here. And now that has created the belly pan. If this belly pan is going to be made out of timber, so we can actually give it an appearance if we want. So I'm going to click A for appearances, And then I'm going to scroll down here in my list. If you go to the bottom of this list, you'll get to wood and then wood solid. And then you go down further to unfinished. And then you'll have to download it the first time you go into it to 3D Pine. So you click on the arrow here to download it. And then you can drag and drop that on there. And that'll just give that a wooden finish, because it will be a wooden part in our robot. And then I can click close on that to make that go away. And now our robot has a belly pan. So it has a new body over here. So I'm going to click on this body, rename this belly pan. And you'll notice these are all components, and this is a body inside our top design. So ultimately, we need to make this into a component. So if I right click on that body and say create components from body, the bodies disappear, and then we get a new component down here. The only problem with it being a component is now it is free to move. If I was to grab this, I can drag it away. I'm going to Control Z that back into place to put it back there, and I need to rigid group that to something that's already fixed. So I'm going to assemble a rigid group, and I'm going to choose the belly pan, and then I'm going to choose some other part of the robot, click OK, and now that's tied down into that model. And that's how you create the belly pan.